Hi, folks. This is Dr. Kat Schreier, WaterCitizenNews.com, your water mobile journalist. Be in the know on H2O with your mojo. And I am here with Nick Hayes from Wellntel at the Innovation Pavilion at WEFTEC. And Wellntel has got a great story to tell. Nick, tell us a little bit about what Wellntel is.
Thank you, Kat. It's nice to be here. So Wellntel is a startup. We've been working on this business for almost a couple of years. We'll actually be launching commercially at the National Groundwater Association show on December 9th in Las Vegas. I hope to see you there. But what we do is we are offering up a groundwater level information system for homeowners and farmers. It's a platform system, a little sensor that is installed at the top of the well, measures static groundwater level, pumping level, recovery rate, information about the water table and about the well itself. Can be useful for all sorts of things like avoiding unexpected costs and emergencies. It can be used for diagnostics if there's a service problem. And in context, it helps understand where the water is in the region. And you can imagine that that's a serious concern in a place like California. The system is it combines new technology. It's affordable for consumers and easy to use, and a cloud. The internet, where a website offers some pretty cool features like being able to set alerts to know when there's a problem, type weather information to water information to learn more about problems.
Great. And really, we're here with so many water and wastewater utility folks who, in so many cases, people are separate from where their water comes from. But when it comes to groundwater, average, everyday Joe citizens become their own water utility. They have to make their own decisions of what goes into their house.
So here's some numbers. There are 12 million private wells in the United States. About 400,000 of them are in farms for irrigation reasons, and the rest feed homes, and 44 million people depend on water from under their yard to actually have a place to live. And a way to think about it is that if you have a dry well, you really can't sell your house. Groundwater in the well is equal to property value on either the home or the farm. It's even can be more of a crisis to run dry if you're a farmer with a crop, for example. So what we identified leading into this business is that really the only time anybody ever has been concerned about level has been at the time of construction. We find water by drilling. We measure the location in the well when we construct to place the pump, and then put a cap on it. Nobody has any idea after that where it is. And the fact is, 25 years ago, water was a relatively static resource. It would fluctuate with seasons, and that's about it. But what we have now is greater population density, much more irrigation, and climate change. And that's having an impact on levels. And when it has an impact on levels, the people at risk are the folks who depend on the water. So we wanted to put information about change in the hands of the folks with risk so that they'd be in a position to make sure that their interests were secure.
So when you talk about levels, you're talking about groundwater levels, you're talking about how deep the water is below your house.
Exactly.
How deep the well has to be, how deep the pump has to be.
And how it's changed in the last 3 months, either up or down, and whether or not the rainstorm made a difference in terms of recovery and all those kinds of things.
Now, a lot of these are wells that someone has on their own house, but you're also talking with the utilities themselves. Is that more in terms of the water supply utilities or the wastewater utilities helping protect the groundwater?
Yeah, good question. So the way that utilities think about their impact on groundwater, especially if they are pumping from groundwater as a source, as opposed to depending primarily on surface water, is they will deploy test well systems to know what the pumping impact is on the rest of the well. And what the test well system is actually pipes in the ground that are visited every 6 months or so with a tape to measure how far down the water is. And what they're able to do with that data is make a bit of a rough-edged, kind of low-resolution picture of the impact of their pumping in a region. And those test wells are expensive. So we often hear about $10,000 for construction, a few $1,000s a year to send somebody out to go get the information every 6 months or so. And it's really, as I mentioned, low resolution information. It not only doesn't paint a very good picture in terms of clarity, it also isn't very useful in understanding who's really at risk. So one of the things that we're offering to utilities is an option to consider supporting Wellntel into neighborhoods. That is, participating in purchasing and helping to deploy Wellntel in private well systems in return for a cooperation from the homeowner on the information that's being drawn from it, so that a utility can understand its impact on the neighborhood itself. We have one city actually in Wisconsin that has trouble understanding which home is at risk from large-scale pumping in 24/7 union wells, and has already offered up that it will help people find water when it dries their wells out. It doesn't know how many houses have it. So it's deploying Wellntel to know how much it's going to cost this year and next to rethink water supply for those homes.
Now, we originally met at the American Water Works Association
The ACE show. Yep.
And you're here and to the National Groundwater Association in December. How has it helped for you as an entrepreneurial startup company to get out to these places?
Well, these shows are great. I want to, if you don't mind a little plug, we're here because we were lucky enough to be a runner-up in the Imagine H2O WaterTech global competition back last year. Imagine H2O is an organization that's identifying new and upcoming companies and technologies and doing a terrific job of helping spread the word about all these great ideas. And as a runner-up, we were able to go to ACE. We're here in the Innovation Pavilion as one of the featured companies, and we just think Imagine H2O has been, we call it the gift that keeps on giving. We meet so many people, we see so many folks who have similar goals in terms of using technology for good reasons. It really is inspirational actually to be here, and of course we meet customers.
Well, we're so glad that you have been able to be here, and we appreciate everyone coming to watch, and appreciate you being here, and thanks so much, everybody. Here in Nick Hayes, this is Dr. Kat Shriver, WaterCitizen News. Be in the know on H2O with your Wawa Mojo.
Thanks, Kat.